A bizarre and scary threat is making its way around social media called Punish a Muslim Day. Muslims in our area are nervous about what tomorrow may bring. The NYPD is addressing the issue, telling the community, don't worry, we got you covered. Tom DiDonato has the full story. Tom, hoax or is it real?
Thanks, Bill. Brooklyn Borough President Eric Adams and the New York City Police Department Muslim Officer Society discussed plans to help keep Brooklyn safe amid the threats potentially posed by the Punish a Muslim Day campaign that has gone viral and generated fear in local Muslim communities.
This letter is despicable. This letter has the energy of someone who wants to do harm. And one would say it is one individual, one sick mind. But a sick mind creates an atmosphere where other sick people embrace this sick mind.
The campaign calls for violence against Muslims, ranging from verbal abuse and assault to murder and bombings, including proposed rewards for each act. Last year, Suad Karima, a 51-year-old Muslim, told cops a group of teenage girls came up to her in a city-owned building in downtown Brooklyn, spat on her, and called her a terrorist.
People was just standing in there, watching me being beat up, called a terrorist.
The NYPD is assuring the Muslim community everything will be safe tomorrow. This is Tom DiDonato for Chasing News.
Thanks, Tom. Okay, let's bring in the A-plus panel for tonight's show. We're joined by immigration attorney Afia Yunus. Back with us. Good to see you, Afia. Randy Thompson back with us. He is a human rights advocate and the CEO of Help Not Handcuffs. Good to see you, Randy. Andy Laurenanos, columnist for Law and Crime and an attorney. Good to see you, Laura.
Thanks, Bill.
Let's start with you, Afia. Scary stuff, how things can get out of control very quickly on social media. But what's your take on how the UK is handling this in terms of saying maybe people shouldn't go out wearing their headscarves?
I mean, this type of response to me just seems like a surrender of my freedom of religion. And the action of going out in my headscarf is a direct expression of my freedom of religion. I understand there needs to be a healthy level of safety and security, but to advise Muslim women to remove their headscarf is insensitive and it's ignorant.
Now, on the other side, NYPD, very aggressive, saying, don't worry, we got this.
Yeah, and I think that's wonderful. We need to be able to rely on law enforcement to protect us and serve us in these times when we are not only fearful for ourselves, but the safety of our children.
Randy, from a social media perspective, I'm very disappointed that all these platforms out there have not removed a lot of this hateful, aggressive content. I mean, clearly, you're breaking the law with a terroristic threat if you're saying things like this.
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen so much of this in recent time, you know, with, what was it, Cambridge Analytica, what happened with the presidential election. They were putting out fake news. They were targeting specific voters. You know, they decide what information from our accounts they want to capture without telling us, and they also decide what they want to
censor. And they've shown a willingness to edit content. They took down pictures of people with their hunting trophies. I mean, it's disgusting. What do you think, Laura?
Yeah, I mean, I think that by the nature of social media, there's always going to be some discrepancy between different types of speech and different types of issues, and I can understand why that's the case. I do think that in this situation, given that the threat is serious enough to warrant government intervention and the NYPD, I would like to see social media sites be a little bit more active here.
Avi, do you think maybe we'd be better off just not talking about it? We kind of had this discussion before the show. I was hesitant to even want to discuss this story, to give any publicity to this nonsense.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough call. You don't want to give it the light and the publicity that it probably wants. I do think there's some onus on Facebook to take this flyer down. It's calling for direct violence and criminal activity. So,
do you feel safe?
Do I feel safe? No, I don't feel safe, especially tomorrow. But is it going to prevent me from going out? Absolutely not.
Okay, thanks, guys.